And we are live, and you can hear the Martian frogs in the background, letting you know we are on Mars. So welcome once again to Lamentations of the Martian Princess, and I think this is session 5.
Yes.
Of Lamentations of the Martian. Amazing. So anyhow, when we last left our heroes, or whatever they are, they've lost Thuvian, the backup character who was killed horrifically in a Thark attack by a rock in the head. Mm-hmm. A character that had an 18 strength, rolled legitimately on 3 6-sided dice, which the guy that rolled them, Dell, never got to play. But, but such is life. But you've returned back to Saraceni's house. You still await his return. In the meantime, Parthalion has been taken one of these etheric conduits, one of these items that you got from the ruins, and you've been trying to decipher, some more about this in the library of Saraceni's. Mm-hmm. Arius, one of your henchmen, has actually gone to see his wife and children because he has not seen them for a while. So once he helped you bring that in there, he left. Parthalion was, in fact, contacted, unbeknownst to everybody else, by the Sleestak, who are telling him to bring this object, I believe, in the catacombs, right near where Elim's house is. Mm-hmm. The place from which you stole another one of these, some time ago, or stole back, for Javed.
Correct.
The rest of the party tried to go see Javed, and then were victims of a Thark attack and barely made it back alive. Most of them did. I know that
Thuvian. Yeah.
That's when you lost Thuvian. That's sad, but you learned the Hexa chickens make great diversions.
Yep.
Thanks to the quick thinking of Jasimba. I believe Dell and Brand both took some injuries, so they were planning to rest for the night to see if they could, maybe get some of their mojo back after taking some good hits. And in the meantime, Jasimba has once again decided to go out and see Javed on his own to see if he can wheel and deal with him without the item. But on his way there, he saw an anther drop to its knees, its head pop right off of its body, and this horrific looking, like 2 foot long black kind of slug-like thing come out of its neck, that have just these pearlescent, opalescent cilia all over its body, and this 3 lobe burning eye, the head with this kind of lamprey-like mouth. And while everybody else kind of backed away, some other anther in the vicinity kind of came up to it. The thing actually crawled into I believe into the mouth of one of the other anther, and then a bunch of these little replicas of that hideous creature poured out of the body, and another anther came in and just took them up with a sack after making some bizarre sound, which sounded just like the sound this creature made. Mm-hmm. Now we kind of leave Jasimba in the street watching this.
I thought I ran back.
Oh, you're running back. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Running back as fast as your legs will carry you from this horrific sight.
That's right. Okay. I will get back, and we will bar the door. And anybody awake still?
Yeah, there's a few servants milling about.
It's still not super late, right? It's still like early evening or something.
Yeah, I think those fellows have decided to turn in rather early.
Yeah, but it's still early evening because Parthalion has plans for later in the night.
That's correct.
I will go find Parthalion. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm running up. Are you up in the library?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
He's been he's taking his meal and is still poring over some books.
Right. Okay. So I come rushing in, all flustered, sweaty, and it's like, Parthalion. Oh, I saw the most terrifying thing out in the streets on my way to Javed's. An anther with its head popped out off its body, and this slug-like creature came out of its body or its head. I can't really remember. And then the creature crawled up into another anther and went into its mouth.
Huh.
And then little tiny versions of that creature also came out of the body. And these other anther came and they picked them up and put them in a sack. I went towards some temple or something.
So Antha got tapeworm. So what's the problem?
No, this is most unusual. Came out of the body, so the Antha was walking about before this thing emerged.
Yes. I would have
Parasite.
stayed to get a little more information, but I thought best to come back and confer with you, thinking you might be knowledgeable with these things.
I don't recall these parasites before striking the Antha. Still, there was not enough information on the Antha anyway to please us. But we might see if now there are books in this library referring to that.
Oh,
so take that shelf, and I'll take this one and see.
Yes,
if we can find.
I will look around at these shelves. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we'll do that.
So we will look about for more information on the Antha.
Very well. Very well.
So in the past, as you were looking through some of the books, you did find references to a plague.
Oh, that's right.
But specific information in terms of dealing with this particular manifestation of a creature, you haven't seen. Does anyone know there is actually a book with a Rigelian title, which is very odd, because there aren't too many books in Rigelian, except you did see some in Najna Hal's.
Yes.
Quite some time ago.
Yes. Oh, that's quite interesting. Do I know Rigelian?
As a matter of fact, you do. We determined that.
Yes,
at least a little bit of Rigelian.
Yes, I've got the note right here. Yes. All right. Well, these books here that are Rigelian, what's their titles? What are they about?
You have a book on the esoteric nature of Talon magic.
Ooh.
You have another book on the oh man, what's the title here? It's the mysteries of the heavens.
Ooh. That's all there is for those.
Another one is Bela worship fact or myth? Seems to be a treatise on theology, metaphysics.
Nice. All right. Oh yes.
And this is written in Rigelian.
In Rigelian, yes.
Yes. Right.
So, as we're perusing through these, I just kind of mentioned to Barthalion that, as a fellow practitioner of the arts, I have maybe some spells in my book that maybe you might be interested in.
Oh?
Yes. And so maybe you and I could do a trade-off of a couple.
An exchange of secrets.
Yes.
One must seek to expand knowledge.
Exactly. Yes.
Of course, that'd be interesting. It's interesting to note that we had found references to a plague striking the Antha prior to the war, with references to their decline. This parasite, perhaps, is responsible for the decline of the Antha.
Yes. Right. Yes.
So which spells did you have in mind?
Well, I don't know if this is really the time to discuss this. I mean, maybe another time when we have a little bit more, not so much urgency around us, But yes, I would be totally open to doing an exchange of sorts. I've already seen that you have what is it? The words of slumber? Is that what you call your spell? That puts people.
Yes, I have unlocked the resonance frequencies that induce sleep on various races.
I have the same thing. It's a minor magic. Anyways, I digress. I will take an opportunity when we have a better time to do this to have a look at maybe what you have to offer. Okay.
That's fine. That's fine. Are you going back to Yvette's place?
I don't think I'm going to go back there this evening. No. I was quite tired actually.
Flipping through this book on the Rigelian book on the Talon magics, you find some very bizarre illustrations of Talons and various states of dissection. You're not quite sure who would have been able to dissect a Talon.
Yes.
But showing some pretty odd anatomy.
Mm-hmm. Oh. Not sure which way it's going. There we go.
As well as some pretty intriguing information or like formulas about mirrors and the ability to travel through them.
Nice.
Some kind of space folding. It would take a while to decipher some of the stuff in here, but there seems to be some odd, really bizarre sounding magic. Stuff that does not seem ordinary. It almost kind of hurts a little bit to look at it.
Parthalion, do you by any chance understand Rigelian?
That's a great question. I have no idea.
It's a fantastic question.
Yeah.
Well, do you?
Why not? I mean, I do have intelligence.
There is technically no limit to the number of languages you can know.
Nice.
I believe it's just kind of like that's your chance to know a language, and you roll it when you encounter it.
Well, he's a learned person, so I would think he has read a lot.
What is your chance to know a language?
That's an excellent question. Let me look it up.
It's a 1 in 6 base, and then it's your intelligence modifier. So
1 in 6 base. My intelligence modifier is plus 2.
You might have a 3 in 6 chance to know Rigelian.
Oh, 3 and 6. You want to roll it, or should I?
Go ahead. Yeah, you go ahead. Roll it. I don't want to do that game master fee yet.
1. Yes.
Well, you understand some Rigelian yourself.
Excellent. So I say yes. Rigelian books are rare. You found some?
Yes. This tome here mentions something about traveling through mirrors. Maybe
Does it?
Something. Yes, or something. Maybe we should research a little further.
This is wondrous. This still doesn't cease to amaze me. These books were not in this library before. I've searched it thoroughly.
Ooh.
This a reference to Talon magic?
Yes.
This wasn't available before. We must look into it.
Definitely. The other two, they are resting, are they?
I believe so.
Well, I might peruse through this a little bit the rest of the evening, have a little look through it, and then I will retire. Unless there's something else we need to.
No. What time are you going to bed?
If I may I take this tome with me to my sleeping chamber and until I fall asleep, I guess.
Yes, by all means. I'd be quite interested in what you managed to decipher from it.
Yes, of course. And when are you going to bed?
I'll stay a bit longer, just finishing up some more footnotes on the use of the notes, but I'll not much longer. I don't think there's much else to be learned in this library.
I understand. I understand how, as 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 people age, they require less sleep.
Yes, quite.
Very well then, Parthalion. Well, just don't overdo it now. All right.
So Prothalion will wait a little bit after Jusimba retires, right? Like maybe 20 minutes or 30 minutes, and then I'll slip out of the house with the note in my backpack. Because I am going to try and go to the midnight meeting with the Slee Stacks.
Okay. At night, you're able to do this. Once darkness falls, you don't. You pass a few people on the street, but nobody really accosts you.
Mm-hmm.
There's plenty of guards around, but it's relatively easy to find an entrance into the catacombs below.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'll try to get as close as I can to Elim's place and find the nearest entrance and take myself inside.
Yeah.
I'll bring a torch, I suppose, among my things.
And you know pretty much like the image they project in your mind. You pretty much know exactly where to go in this catacomb area. You even know like where to enter from the street. That's not a problem.
Excellent.
So lighting a torch, you're able to get down there without a problem, and it's actually fairly well kept area. It's not dirty, it's not dingy, it's underground, but it's something that looks like it's used. There are parts of it. It looks like there are parts which go deeper. Like more staircases down where it becomes moldering and dank and nasty. But this first level, if you will, seems to be just pretty much well hewn stone and blocks, that sort of thing. It's a refuge. You've learned that the people use it as a refuge during attacks anyhow. But you end up in this rather large chamber, which is where you're supposed to be. It's pretty much almost directly underneath the area you were all standing at when you were casing Elam's joint not so long ago.
Yeah. And it makes perfect sense, right? The Slee Stacks, the deeper levels probably connect to somewhere else where the Slee Stacks are coming into the.
That's a good possibility. And it is time for the meeting. And there's nobody here.
Uh-oh. Huh. So, I try to concentrate and try and reach out to the Slee Stack to see if I can reestablish this connection somehow. I mean,
roll me a save versus magic, but go ahead. That's a good.
Yeah. I have an 8 is not good. Yeah.
Not good. That's not good.
No.
Let's see. Okay, that's fine. So you reach out and you start to feel this familiar presence, in your own mind, that you've recognized before as them talking to you. You feel a little queasy. It's like it's really hard for you to keep this connection going, or it's just kind of taking something out of you, and you're feeling pretty weak.
Okay.
This is going on.
I try to think at them or sub-vocalize, I am here at the meeting place at the appointed time. I bring the node. I have brought the node.
And you hear like almost like a babble of several voices in confusion. It's like, we are here now. We are waiting for you.
Oh, no. I am. Yeah, okay. If you want to shift out, yeah. I'll say Things have changed. I may be in a different reality.
A different reality. What have you done?
A device in the ruins. Someone stepped through a portal. Things have changed. I will see if there is a way to go back to you. Can you not? Do you have the means to cross the worlds to this reality? Can you follow our link and come to me?
And you hear some more like just kind of babbling, as if several voices are going, back and forth with each other. And you hear this voice which sounds older. I'm not sure how an old sea stack sounds, but go with this. Older.
Of course, the ubiquitous
Yeah.
just going on all.
Well, this guy's got breathing problems. He's, a little COPD. But finally, you feel like as if your head is on fire.
No,
And
not good.
this like disembodied head all of a sudden starts to shimmer in front of you. And there's these cold, lifeless Sleestack eyes looking at you. And then you just hear the shout in your head. It's almost ear-splittingly loud. It's like, "You are in the wrong timeline, you fool! We need the device for the machine." And boom, the link is severed.
Oh, nice. Awesome.
And
So
you feel incredibly nauseous.
yeah. So Parthalion takes a moment to gather his strength, and then I'll try and make my way back. And I'm murmuring to myself, there must be a way back. There must be a way back. Perhaps these mirror worlds hinted at in the Talon book. I must get back to Jasimba. And
Parthalion, is that you, Master Parthalion? And you hear a voice from the catacombs as you were about to exit up the stairway. And you can see like a figure in another stairway that's actually leading down into the Danker area. And you see this shadow figure coming up these stairs.
Who is it? And I shift my torch.
And you see Arius coming up from the depths. Yes, and he looks dirty, dingy, kind of bloody. Looks a little wild-eyed.
Arius, what has happened? What of your family?
I've seen terrible things, Parthalion, terrible things. My family, I went to go see my wife, my children, my parents, and they chased me out of the house. They called me a demon, a ghost. They called a guard. I ran for my life. And then Tharks attacked the entire city. I didn't know what was going on. I ran in here to hide. And I have seen terrible things down here.
Yes,
Terrible
Arius.
things.
We are lost in a strange land. It resembles ours in almost every aspect. And yet it is deeply different. Come. Let us go back to Master Sarastani's house. We will seek a way back to our home. Do not lose hope. There might be some way yet.
I do not like this. I do not like this place. I saw terrible things down there. Awful things.
Yes. Why the catacombs? Did you take refuge during the Thark attack?
Yes, people ran there. The women and children ran there, so I ran there too.
Exactly.
My family was chasing me. The guard was chasing me.
Yeah, only Jasimba had like the right idea here.
But there are terrible things down there. I saw.
Well, there is hope yet. Let us back to Master Sarastani's house. Between Master Jasimba and I, perhaps there might be a way out of our predicament.
Yes, I will go with you. And he just looks completely like shell shocked.
Yeah.
and follows you without an issue.
Yeah.
And you make it back, and it is late, and you have not delivered your promise to Sleestack, and you're carrying a big 40-pound thing, and you're nauseous and an old man.
Oh, I put it back on top of the table at the study, and I go to my rooms and just collapse on the bed. It's undeliverable right now, so might as well get some rest.
And time passes. The anybody who was injured can roll their appropriate hit die to see how many hit points they heal while resting, because hit points are mojo, and I am magnanimous. Dark weekend, that was awful.
So we roll a hit die?
Yeah, you roll your hit die. So if you're a fighter, you roll a d8. See how many hit points you heal.
Mm-hmm.
That is not raw, by the way. That's just faster and easier.
No. Forget it then. No.
No, sorry, man.
If it's not
Okay, fine, die. Not a Tharknada.
I got 4 back.
Yeah, 1 back.
In true,
Somebody else.
Oh my god!
in true Bell fashion, he gets like 1 hit point back. Yeah.
It's all the Dragon Warriors I've been playing.
I played this other guy. Mark, and he rolled phenomenally, like unbelievable. I don't care if his dice were loaded because he said, "Run Bell, man, you just no matter what, roll high, and rolls a 1, roll low, 18." Okay, anyhow.
Nice.
Oh, jeez.
So it is the next morning, and there is after the breakfast, the morning breakfast. There is a knock at the door, and the servants let this person in, and it apparently is a messenger from the palace with some bad news, and you can already hear that that Asper is getting quite upset.
Asper, what goes on here? And I'll stand and go to where he's at, where I hear the noise, right?
Asper is kind of like leaning up against the table, kind of steadying himself. This is terrible news. And there's a servant from the palace, and he's relaying that there's been some kind of assassination outside of the council, and that Sarasthenes has been assassinated.
This is grievous news.
And he said, but my master Makel, he is looking into it. They believe it was an assassin from the House of the Spider.
Okay. Thane had been awoken by all the banging and grimaced, holding his side where he'd been hacked on. And at this point in time, he walks in on the conversation when he hears about Sarasthenes been assassinated. And who's did this? This House of the Spider? Who's over the House of the Spider?
Well, the leader of the House of the Spider, that is a cause for some speculation to this day, sir, but the Tardactus, we believe he was the assassin. They chased him out of the palace. At least that's what I heard.
And he's still in town. Let me get my sword. And Thane turns around and gets back to his room to grab his gear. Bran, we've got work to do.
Wait, what's going on? Who killed who?
Master Sarasthenes has been assassinated at the palace. This grievous news.
Could you pass those dates? Pass the dates, please. Thank you.
Asper, we must make arrangements to have Master Sarasthenes' body brought over here, and arrangements made for a funeral. Fear not, we'll do what we can to maintain the household and pay the servants and the staff. But let us take care of the master's body and first, and pay our respects. And we must find out more of this assassination. I'll direct servants to make arrangements to transport the body, but this is grievous news.
At this point, Thane walks back in, and he's got his equipment on and his sword sheaths, and he walks over to Parthalion. Master Parthalion, are you all right? He puts a hand on his shoulder, looks in his eyes.
Yes, this is sad news indeed.
Had
Tell me what
your
we must
master
do.
had your master incurred any blood feuds?
It is difficult to say in this new timeline. If I recall correctly, out of character, this Mikkel was a rival of his. We know this, right?
Yeah, Mikkel is the head of just about one of the heads of the Falcon House. Seemed to have his your Sarasvanes did not trust him.
Yeah.
He was always trying to get his influence over the Sultan Anansi, who pretty much runs he's the head dog of Esta.
The game of politics carries great risk. Rivalries with powerful townsfolk are inevitable. This Mikkel of Falcon House, Sarasthenes had no love for him. At least our Sarasthenes didn't.
So as the servant of the palace finally leaves, the messenger leaves. Asper turns back to you and said, "They're not telling us the whole truth. Sarasthenes cannot be dead."
Oh, what makes you so certain?
The master did not tell you, nor did he tell any of his other disciples, but he had a contingency enchantment on himself. Should he be killed, should he die, his body was to immediately return back here. I already checked his chamber. He is not there. Oh. He had the hope that the members of the Bela cult would be able to bring him back if they got to his body in time.
Well, now, this changes matters considerably.
Wait, is he dead or isn't he dead?
If he is dead, his body would be in this room right now. He is not dead.
But the report, we have a name. We should go hunt this man down before he escapes the city.
Do not be so hasty, Thane. There is more than meets the eye here, then. If this enchantment has not been triggered, then Master may be still alive. Worse, he may be captured or kidnapped someplace. And we are being led to believe that he is dead. There is foul play at work here. Perhaps this Mikkel has.
Should we not go inspect the body?
I think that is exactly what we should do. Go and inspect the body itself. I mean, they must produce some evidence of his death, so they'll try to tamper it with some sort of fake body. I don't know. I don't have enough information now, but it's, clearly there's foul play at work.
Well, speed is a necessity.
While this conversation is going on, I'm going to cast a mind reading enchantment to read Asper's mind.
Ooh, okay. What level is that?
What?
Oh, yeah. What level you trying to cast there? All right. Woo!
Yeah, he has speed in that high level, right? So.
It's like level 2, isn't it? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's level 2.
Okay.
So, but that's over what I normally can.
That's still just gonna make you cast have a saving throw. That's all.
Still gotta be fun.
Okay. All right. So,
what could possibly go wrong?
Roll versus magic. And
you're a wizard. You got a good save versus magic.
That is a 9. No.
That's a failure, isn't it?
That is what you would call a failure. Yes.
Okay, good. We'll roll a d6 and see how bad or how good that failure is.
Nice. This spellcasting shit is dangerous.
Highest worst.
5.
That's a 5.
Oh,
Yeah.
very bad. That's
What
pretty
exactly
bad.
you were intending to do? Tell me what you're doing. Tell me, how are you attend? What are you trying to find out as your?
I was trying to find out whether he had any other thoughts going on. Like, what's
Okay.
he trying to? Is he lying to us? What are his actual motives here? Because we're only going on what he has just told us.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
I gotcha.
So.
Guys, I'm going to step up for a second. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Now, did my head blow off or something?
No. That'd be awful. That'd be terrible. Just,
Okay.
well,
Give me
so
a rock. I'll do it.
Maybe I start bleeding from the nose a little bit.
I feel really bad because I ran out of the room. Let's see what does this say here? I had a couple random tables out, but So you were attempting to read Asper's mind,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
and you're feeling out, and it's like almost like this hand that's going out to grab his mind, and so you can really get the secrets out of it, to open it up. But as you're doing it, it's really hard to just control this tendril, and it grabs him, and there's this connection between your minds, but just you're unable to stop these thoughts just kind of cascading.
I knew this was
down
going to
this
happen.
ribbon. And Asper turns around. I don't believe it.
What? Don't believe what?
You plan to abscond with some of my master's books? You have grand plans?
What? What? Where has this come from? How dare you?
This man is a charlatan. I know where you got your spell book from.
Yes, I was gifted it by my sorceress master.
Gifted it.
Yes.
Sorry, what happened?
Dane, do you understand any of this sorcery going on here? What the hell are they talking about?
Master Barthalion, this man is
to be fleet of
a
foot.
charlatan. A thief.
What happened? I missed that.
Well, he's trying to read Asper's mind, and instead he's pumping his own thoughts into Asper's head.
Oh, which is not good. Yeah. What is he?
And what do you mean our dates are subpar?
What?
That's the first hurtful thing you've said. Yeah, subpar. But as far as wanting to abscond with your master's books, I don't. No. I would never do such a thing. No. And I'd appreciate it if you wouldn't spread rumors about how I came upon my spell book.
Please, let us not argue about this. We're wasting time.
And
Yes. Escaping the city.
Frail, old, and easily replaced. Well, he is frail and old. Old.
Let's get. Thing's been edging over to the door, and he's got it. He's opening it right now, looking at Barthalion. Let us go. Let us go see the body
So Barthalion
before they move him.
A bit confused, but yes. Let us go to the palace. Let's see what evidence they will present, and be on the lookout, especially this Mikkel. He may be lying to us. I mean, he may be orchestrating this whole thing.
You want his head?
Not until we know where Sarosthenes is, or if even he is the one responsible. We still don't know. They may just be blaming the House of Spider Or he may have hired a House of Spider. We don't know. We need more information.
Bran just shrugs.
Yes.
Understand.
Well, let's go find the information. And Thane walks out into the street and starts strutting toward the palace.
Oh,
Is everybody else following the party caller?
I'm going.
I'm giving Asper a very evil eye as I go. Stay out of my head. Stay out of my head.
How did it feel to cast your first spell in the game?
Yeah, he's already regretted it. So
Nothing bad for nothing gained here.
He'll be going back to chicken coops.
Yeah.
So the city itself is actually quite busy now. There's a lot of people rebuilding a lot of the damage that happened over the day before. Lots of militia out. Lots of people. Lots of repairs going on the walls. You can see quite a few, guardsmen out. Some with those mysterious firearms.
Nice.
That you're not quite sure what the heck they are. But
Okay, I'd called Arius to follow us if he was in the room.
Oh, he is. Yeah, Arius
Okay.
is coming with you. And so you're heading out towards the palace.
yes.
Yeah.
You have to go
Is there any activity?
in the vicinity of the palace itself.
Yeah, where we can discern whether it's a murder scene or whether assassination would have been.
Well, you're past to get to the council area to the palace because you're really going to like the council area, which is in the vicinity of the part of the palace complex, if you will. You do pass this large temple. You would know it as the Temple of Bela, but it is clearly there's a symbolism on it, clearly marks it as the Temple of Anu. And you've been able to ascertain that Anu worship is the norm here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
If anything, it was a little bit odd that Asper said that the priests of Bela would be able to perhaps resurrect Saracens, because that's just, it seems like if anything, that's underground.
Yeah, it seemed clandestine, and
Yes.
from the title in the book, in the Rigelian book, right? Fact or myth.
Yeah. So there doesn't seem to be a something you want to advertise necessarily that you're a adherent of that religion. But so you do pass, and there are quite a few priests, people in the Anu type robes there. It seems to be still herding a bunch of people there that have been chosen to be sacrificed in whatever manner, you're not quite sure. But going down to the actual palace area, it doesn't seem to be like there's an incredible amount of hustle or bustle going on. The council chambers are mostly just empty. It looks like council has what's the word I'm looking for? They've taken us. They're not convening right now. They're taking a recess. The council is not in session. I mean, Saracens was supposed to come home. The session was supposed to be over in general, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of activity over there.
So I'll find one of the servants and say, "Good sir, we've been informed that Master Sarasthenes of the council has been assassinated. Where might we find his body? We wish to take him home."
His body? Oh, I don't know. We'd have to ask someone of the guards. I know Makel took the body at once. There was an investigation. It was a terrible thing. I didn't see anything, but I heard it happen right inside the council chambers. They say it was an assassin of the spider.
Was it this very morning?
Yes, it was supposed to be this morning, not 2-3 hours ago, at tops. Right after council was over. They said he stayed in to talk to some of the other councilmen and then was attacked.
I see.
Tragic.
Yes. Thank you. Where might I find Master Makel at this time of the day, if you perhaps know?
Makel, well, he may be in the actual Balor's chamber with Anansi now. I don't know.
Well, then, I thank you for your help. We'll see if we can request an audience from Master Mikkel. I bid you good day.
And the servant kind of walks off. Gets back to his duties. Everybody seems to be relatively busy over there.
Yes. So let's make our way to the to the audience hall, I suppose, where the ruler resides or holds court or whatever. See if we can talk to a clerk and procure an audience with Master Mikkel.
That's relatively easy. The palace, such as it is itself, not super opulent, but very well made. It seems this is taken over from original Antha occupation or Antha design, if you will, some time ago. And it's not too hard to find the actual audience chamber. It's someplace you've been before, but mostly it's accompanying your master. So it's easy to find, but you get gummed up pretty fast by a clerk. Once you start to request an audience. Well, Anansi is busy right now. He is meeting with Mikkel and some other councilman. You wish to meet with Mikkel himself?
Yes, we were informed that Master Mikkel is in charge of the investigation of the assassination of Master Sarosthenes.
Oh, yes, a tragedy, yes. He's taken the body at once, and he is doing the investigation. I believe they will do what he called the autopsy.
Is
to see the cause of death.
Is the body still here, or has it been removed from the palace?
I believe his servants have taken it. I'm very sorry for your loss. It's a terrible tragedy.
Thank you.
You will be avenged, I believe. Mikkel is most thorough.
Yes, we hope so. We pray to Anu that may be so.
Yes. Anu's judgment is just and swift.
Only.
Where's Mikkel abide? Where would they be doing the autopsy? We're from the house Sarosthenes, and we have information for him.
Information from Mikkel? Oh, well. Would you like to leave him a message? We could give it to him.
No, we'd rather give it to him personally. And we need to identify the body. Officially.
Officially? Well, I do not believe you are quite as official as Mikkel, but...
Yes, maybe not, but...
Can we be directed to the place where the assassination took place?
Of course. He seems much more amenable now to have somebody lead you out to right inside the council chambers.
As we walk, I'll whisper at Thane, "We play a dangerous game. Do not tip our hand too early, or Mikkel will be onto us."
Okay. Thane shifts his eye. It puts his hand on the pommel of his sword. He's shaking a little bit and skittish. Seems to be overly aware about any assassin that may be laying about in the place.
So in the council chamber, is there any signs of whose blood? Is there any sign of what happened?
It appears to be cleaned very recently. You don't see any signs of blood. If anything was disturbed, it was made right again. There is a broken window in one spot where the glass has obviously been cleaned up, but there are still some shards. You can tell that one of the windows has been busted out.
So it was broken from the inside out.
That is a good question. Well, let's see if you can examine it and figure it out.
He was defenestrated. Not cool.
Yeah, I mean the question that Bran is trying to figure out is if somebody came in through the window to get at him, or whether it was the window broke in the struggle. Because if somebody came from the outside,
Yeah.
there might be some tracks that may be recognizable later
Oh, awesome.
outside.
Yeah, our
This is
shot
why we
through the
brought you
window.
along.
Oh, so you got some kind of you got some kind of wilderness skill, don't you?
Yeah, I got the bushcraft business.
In bushcraft business. Well, I'll tell you what. Roll me. Let's see. Roll me a d6. Just try for low here. Figure it out.
A D6 trying for low.
Yeah, just plain old d6. Examining
All right.
this whole window area.
Oh, 1.
That was a 1.
Yeah.
Okay. You can tell by the way things are bent that the window was broken from the inside.
Okay. Looks like it was broken in the struggle.
You can also find a little bit of blood around that particular area. Looking around a little bit more, you find a torn bit of cloth. Just a little bit. But it's pretty nice. It's obviously a very nice piece of clothing.
So Bran takes a look at it and says, maybe we can check out, see if this is what your master was wearing this morning. Otherwise, it could belong to the killer.
Yes.
That's a good idea.
Surprisingly well thought out.
We will show it to Asper and see.
Is there anything else we can accomplish while we're here?
Anything else? What here?
What are we going to accomplish while we're here, I'm wondering? In this palace.
You can cast a 6th level spell, I imagine.
This is like a time for an Elvis song, like "Don't be cruel."
Well, they're not going to let us see Mikkel this time, are they?
No, I think they're hiding the body.
Yes.
They might be stalling.
We could force our way in. We don't have to slay anyone.
Force our way in where?
To wherever they're meeting.
Yes, we need to know the truth.
Well, the palace chamber, I mean, Anansi is there. He rules the city. If we bust in with weapons,
We'll forfeit our lives.
the guard will be upon us.
Yes.
Oh, we can still find out where Mikkel is and force our way into there and speak with him.
That's a
He came earlier. See no reason he would not
That's a different
speak with us
matter.
again.
You fighter type warrior people. You like to hit things, don't you? So everything's hit.
Sometimes it's the only thing that works.
It's the only thing you can. It's the only plan you ever have.
Well, I never mentioned slaying anyone. All I said was knocking down a door or two if necessary.
Knocking down the door, knocking down the guard. Everything's a nail to you, isn't it? It needs to be hit with a hammer. That's your only.
He looks at his gears. I don't carry a hammer. Not a common weapon among the Lankian.
I'm sorry.
No, Saracens, I mean, a Parthalian and Thane both know there are servants' entrances to that council chamber.
Ooh.
Thane has absolutely gone through there, in his past as a guard. Never actually when Anansi was in session with anybody, but you've been through his main audience chamber. There's definitely a servant's entrance to get there. And Parthalian, you've certainly seen it as well.
Yeah, that is a good idea. A little bit of stealth.
That is an idea, definitely.
Maybe we'll overhear something. Of course, with you two, with all your armor and gear, crinkling and crackling around. Probably give our position away. So, maybe,
What are you talking about? Oh, the servant quarters.
Yes, the servant quarters. Ah, you've caught up with us.
Yes. Yes, thing's been preoccupied. Seems a little enraged and paranoid about his situation. Yes, I believe I know one in through the back quarter, and we could get in there. We could speak with him,
Yes.
demand an audience. We need to find out what happened.
No. You're going back to this demand and barge in and knock down. To go in with some stealth, with some
flowers. What do you mean?
Well, perhaps we.
Master Partalian, will you please explain to our friend in nice, simple words that he can understand?
We must gather more information before we act. If we act and have no proof, we risk bringing the wrath of the city council, the ruler, upon us.
Yes. Well, I defer to your wisdom, Master Marthalion, but I can get you in there. I can lead you into the entrance of the chambers through the back way if you wish to speak with him. Will you do that?
I would go in and listen, at least, and see what they discuss.
Listen first.
It is a risk, but
maybe it will let us know more than we know now.
Yes.
All right. I say, hurry, come, follow me. And Thay starts walking around the side corridor to a little entrance he knows. The service quarters.
So hold a moment. Take me first to a place away from prying eyes. There is something I must do before you lead me to this entrance, and I want to find like a closet or
an outhouse.
Of course, back in the corridor, there's a laundry and a chamber for storage and a pantry.
Well, listen, I will try to activate this device. There is a way to make me unseen for a time. Less than an hour, only a few minutes. But once I do, it'll be easier to eavesdrop if I can remain unseen. It'll only take a moment to activate. If I can do this successfully, I should be able to slip in unnoticed. So,
you're wise.
I am you will hear my voice and know that I am with you, and then I will ask you to lead me inside.
I'll be there in case you need me.
So I'm going to try and cast invisibility upon myself, which I cannot cast yet, but I can use a slot to help me with the with the saving throw. Yep. So let's see. I'm not going to tilt the camera because it's going to mess up the thing, but that's a natural 20.
Okay, that's good.
Nice.
The gods are kind.
Nice. Yes. So, yeah, Barthalion activates this device, and I don't know. It deals with resonance and the way light interacts with solid matter and bounces back, so that he's able to warp his image and it's not
warp his image to the surroundings, basically, like bend the light around him.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Well, we've made it to the back to where we were in the pantry area, right? The service quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, when you did that. All right. Well, Thane
then-
looks at you wide-eyed as you disappear.
And I whisper to him, "I am here. Lead me to this place, and I will see what we can hear, or I will hear."
Okay.
So
we
what
can
are the
hear.
other two doing this time, right? Is everybody else kind of going and trying to make stealth rolls too, or what are we doing?
Sure. We're not gonna let Thane alone there.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, because the servants' hall, servants' entrance it's stone.
Yeah.
There's a you can already hear a kind of loud conversation going on in the council chamber.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to let everybody roll stealth and add 3 and 6 to your chance. This is pretty hard to screw up.
So it's
It's a 3 and 6 chance, right?
Well, no, I'm going to add 3 6 chance. So I mean, if you don't have stealth or you haven't put anything in stealth, you have a 4 and 6 chance. It's really easy.
if you
Just
don't
roll
have
5 or 6.
any stealth skill, it's 3 and 6 or 4 and 6.
4 and 6, yeah, because everybody has a 1 and 6 chance to do everything.
All right.
So
All right.
I'm going to give you 3. I'm going to make this a very easy situational modifier.
Okay, so
Here we
that's
go.
a 4. So I got it.
4 as well.
Oh my God. 5.
Now you roll high.
Damn it to hell!
oh, he stepped on my foot and I rolled a 5.
Ow!
We bumped into each other. Yeah.
We're going Lux.
Yeah. The corridor is too small to have us bungling through it.
So there's a clunk as these two guys whack into each other.
I imagine that Bran is at the back of the group because he's there for security, and he's looking at the moment he looks back. There's a thunk, and it's like, what the hell?
You used to see us both slid down the sides of the corridor.
And yeah, you hear voices talking, and you recognize one voice as Makel. You recognize one voice as Anansi, a couple other voices, and somebody says, "What was that?" So go check that out. And somebody is heading towards the servants' area.
Oh,
We have
jeez.
1 invisible guy and 3 visible guys. What do you do?
Is there a door, a tapestry, anything?
To hide behind or to get out of? I mean,
Yeah, to hide. To
you
hide.
could go back. You could go back the way you came.
Yeah, that's what Thane's going to do immediately and try to duck into the laundry room and cover himself up.
That way.
Yeah, there's several places you can kind of duck back into.
Yeah.
Let our invisible friend. do the
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, Bran will duck into the nearest entry that the people are not talking out of.
I'll try if the corridor is wide enough, I'll just try to line up to the wall to maybe let whoever it is pass me by. Right? They're not going to be searching.
All right.
If it's too.
Okay, and Ivan doesn't roll a 1, so nobody bumps into you as these people. There's like 3 or 4 guards that walk by you. And let's see. Everybody kind of roll me another d6, except for Parthalion.
3.
Tell me what you get.
I behind my computer.
6.
2.
You get a 6?
6. They're going to string me up in the middle of the.
So,
Jeez,
but what I was going to say is you only have a 6. You got to roll a 6 to get caught. So,
Oh my god.
where
hate
exactly
this.
does this guard catch you?
I even changed dice. He catches me trying to. I've jumped in a pile of clothes, but he can see my sword
Poking
out
out.
the side.
You there! I found somebody. Paul, come here.
I didn't take that into account. So they
This
start
guy-
hauling me out. Yeah.
This guy's calling for somebody else. He's calling for backup. Come on out of there.
Oh, I stand up or whatever like that and act drunk. All right. I'm looking for the bathroom. Where is it? Down this hallway? What is all this? And I'm pulling off the clothes and throwing it on me and stumble up against him. All right.
Oh, that's a good one. Let me see. The guy kind of grabs. It's like, are you doing? Are you?
Just I need the bathroom. Which way is it?
And the guy grabs you. He said, Paul, come here, give me a hand with this freaking idiot. They march you like outside and throw you into a pile of refuse.
Oh my God. I play along just the whole
Could have
time.
been worse. Yeah.
Yeah, and land face first in it. I immediately get it out. I'm outside of the palace right now, right?
Yes, you are. Yeah. So that was
Side
like
door.
that was a medium reaction roll. But yes.
All right, I'm looking for some kind of water or a puddle or something to wash my face off with.
Oh yeah, you're just doing some serious
Oh,
nasty
my
refuse.
gosh.
In the meantime, Parthalion, back to you. It doesn't take too long before the conversation starts up again.
Yep.
They've left the door open.
Yeah, I slip in to the chamber, trying to keep to the shadows, and because at some point I'm going to need to make a run for it
Right.
when the spell starts winding down.
So there's Mikkel, there's Anansi, there's a couple other men you can't identify, which based on their actions are kind of like more minor advisors, that sort of stuff. And Mikkel is urging Anansi that we need to with these continued target attacks, we need to have the Aziz come back and help us. We're close to the Jovian convergence. We're almost it's time we need to contact one of them when they're so close to Anu's gate. They will come down and help us. And Anansi is, I don't know, it's not a great thing. They always bring so many stipulations. They want so much from us. They were our allies in the war. They can help us with these now. They've helped us in the past. And so there's a back and forth kind of bickering. And Anansi, you could tell Anansi is kind of breaking. As Mikkel is sorry, this was for the good of the city. For the good of the city. And you know how unstable it is now that, yes, they have ran that bitch out of Paragon. And we now have a better man on the throne. Even though it is a man from Thornhouse, it is still better than that woman. Calgarix has ousted her, and soon her band of rebels will be eliminated out in the city. We will get rid of the troublesome Stone Clan, those remainder of that Lankien that run around accosting our shipments and disrupting trade. But in the meantime, we need help from the Aziz. And Anansi is already kind of sitting down, and he looks like he has a heavy heart. I said, I don't know. Sonaj was a good man. His daughter Olivia was. I thought she was a good woman. I don't understand. Mikkel turns around. She was traitorous. She would have attacked this city, just as assuredly as the Tharks would.
Interesting.
And Anansi looks at perhaps we do need to call him, but I do not like this. I do not like this one bit, Mikkel. I wish Saracens was here to advise me. Have you found anything out about his assassination? And Mikkel says, yes, I've already examined his body and we're going to have it cremated, as his wishes. In the meantime, I believe it was that assassin from the Spider House. We will hunt him down and eliminate him. Oh. And Mikkel finally says, I will be back tomorrow, and we can contact them. But now I must go back and conclude my investigation. And Anansi lets him out.
As he's going out, I'll try and slip out as well, or maybe I'll slip out the secret door that we came in and quickly make my way around to where Mikkel is going to be. Because I know he went out the main doors, so I run around the servants to try and catch up to him, and I drop the invisibility when when there's no one around, because I want to talk to this guy.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So
In the meantime, what is Simba and Bran at this point? Where have you ended up?
Well, I out of those chambers as quickly as I could, and I'm just kind of standing around the hallways of the palace, I guess, kind of looking conspicuous, hoping to find out. Well, I don't know what happened with Thane, and I don't know what's happened yet with Parthalion. So. And Bran, are you there?
Yeah, yeah. Bran probably hid in a small servant's quarters or something, and he waited for the ruckus from for the guards to either come back, or the guards who went to check on Thane. He waited for them either to come back or for them to be gone for a while, and then he would have tried to sneak to where they entered the servants' quarters.
Gotcha. Yeah, and you can hear these guys like, "How did you let that drunk in here? You didn't see him?" They're giving one guy that was supposed to be watching that entrance quite a bit of hell,
Okay.
He got in there. That was could have been a disaster, man. It's too bad. He could have thrown up on the laundry. You know how long it takes to get that smell out?
the other guard says, "I do know how long it takes to get that smell out." So, been there myself.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so that's not a pleasant conversation. But so yes, Pradhan, you're able to pop into existence. You don't want to do this right in front of him, do you?
No, I want to do it before, but to intercept them.
Okay. So yes, you're able to. Mikkel's turning around a corner with a couple of his guards.
Ah, Master Mikkel, what a fortuitous coincidence! Just the man I wanted to see.
Ah, Master Pokemon, yes.
Barthalion, but yes.
Terribly sorry. Terribly sorry about your master there.
Yes, I have been. Thank you for your condolences. I have been informed that you have taken it upon yourself to conduct an investigation. I was wondering what has transpired. What can you tell me of this terrible tragedy?
We believe he was murdered. We have several eyewitnesses that say it was Tardactus of the House of the Spider. We have dispatched our own men, and we will apprehend him.
And was my master stabbed to death, or shot with an arrow? By what means was he assassinated?
And he stops for a second, like it looks like you've tripped him up. Stabbed.
Oh, this is most foul. And his body, we wish to take him home. Will you be done with your investigation soon? May I see the body? I wish to pay my respects.
At this time, that is impossible. We are still conducting the autopsy and investigation, but we will allow you to pay your respects to him. This is something that must be done with the greatest of care, because we can divine secrets from this.
Of course, I understand.
Which is not sorcery, because sorcery, of course, is not allowed by the Azi. But
of course
we know ways of scientific investigation.
Yes, indeed. Where should I come to pick up his body? Is he here within the palace?
He is being well taken care of. We have an investigation.
Yes, but here in the palace, or is at your estate? Where shall I send my porters to pick up his body when your investigation is concluded?
Well, we will contact you. Should we contact you at his estate, or is that where you're staying?
Yes, we are at the Master Serosthenes, trying to put his affairs in order. House of the Spiders. They go to get him. Assassinated and stabbed. He's obviously lying. Is there any way I could assist in this matter? I am one of Master Sarosthenes' apprentices. I am skilled in various fields of knowledge, particularly in matters of alchemy. Might there be some tests I might conduct on this body? Perhaps analyze his bloodstream to see if any poisons were used that might further strengthen the case against the spiders, the assassins of the spiders.
And Mikhail steps up to you and he puts his hands on your shoulder, and he says, "Oh, I know you are aggrieved, and an apprentice at such a mature age. I know he must have meant a great deal to you, but trust me, we have our best scholars looking at this. I believe you would be too close, too emotionally wrapped up in this. You go home. I will go back to my estate and we will conclude this investigation. We will send people for you."
Very well, Master Mikhail. I thank you for your kindness. And,
of course.
I'll stand back and let him go. And when they're out of sight, I'll start walking like in that direction too. So I wanna see where they're going.
Gotcha. And do they notice that you're following them? And one of his men finally looks back and sees you. He's like, "Is there anything else, grandfather?"
I seem to have lost my escort. I had 2 bodyguards and a fellow scholar. Have you seen them perchance?
And one of the guards looks to the other one. They start talking. They convene with another person. No, I believe nobody's seen anybody except a drunk man that they threw out of the palace.
Oh no. Huh. Well, I wonder if this was one of my bodyguards.
Your bodyguards are not given to strong drink on the job, are they?
I should hope not. This must be someone else. I should keep looking, and I try to go past the guard and see what he does.
They let you go at that point.
Okay.
They kind of raise their eyebrows at you.
Harmless old daughter.
Yeah.
Thing's been washing up. He found himself a little barrel of water. And once he got himself clean, how much time he's going around asking people about the direction of the house of the spider, if they know anything where it's located, as well as Mikhail's, where he resides.
People are giving you Mikhail's place easy. People can tell you where it is. They kind of give you like a once over, like how could you not know, and pointing towards a rather opulent place in the distance of the city near the wall. When you ask where the house of the spider is, people look at you as if you're crazy.
Okay. Where?
And
Well, you know what I mean. Where do they reside?
And one old guy finally looks at you. It's like, "Are you drunk, man? The spider does not reside anywhere. They're all over.
They're all over.
They are the
Okay.
underbelly."
I drunk a little bit, and I pat him on the shoulder and said, "Good man, that does make a little sense."
You aren't drunk, are you? You certainly asked a stupid question like you're drunk.
Maybe I've had a little bit too much. It's a little early in the day, though.
Do you have any more? Oh, just a wee bit. I'm a little parched.
Okay. Yeah, come to the tavern with me.
Oh, yes. This guy wants to be your best friend.
Okay. So I start. They're pretty much a crowd around, right?
Most people hustle and bustle. It's
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I ditched him
Midday
in
in
the
the city.
first instance, and then walked back to the palace.
But
Just trying to kill time until they come out.
So you're going to a tavern with this fellow?
No, I mean I ditch him at the first instance. I lose him in the crowd,
Oh,
get him
okay.
close to the
All right,
tavern,
I gotcha.
and let him in and then haul.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, you're able to ditch this guy, without a problem. Well, the four of you were able to meet up without too much to do.
Okay.
He doesn't smell really good. He's looks like he's a little wet. Still smells a little bit like garbage and refuse. And
Yeah, it rode hard.
So we all meet up, or just?
yeah, no, I'll let you.
Right.
Yeah.
Makes more sense for all of you guys to kind of reconvene.
What is that smell? Oh, it's you, Thane.
All right.
What happened to you, my friend?
I thought I got most of this off. I kick off a couple of little refuses sticking to me.
I thought we'd have to break you out of a cell somewhere.
No, I played drunk. They bit it. And they tossed me into a pile of refuse, as my luck would have it.
Well,
We were very fortunate.
yeah,
As
but
I was saying, stealth is no place for you two Lamentations.
Yes, but I did find out where Mikhail's house is. I think the bastard's lying.
I'm pretty sure he is. I managed to speak to him as well.
You did.
Yes, he seemed uncertain as to how Master Sarosthenes was killed. He was obviously lying. So,
He might have him held hostage.
yes.
I right myself and grab my sword. His palace is right over there. We should go see.
Well,
You want to
it's-
storm the doors and break down doors and bash heads? Is that your grand plan?
You have another plan? This grander?
Bran actually laughs.
We need answers.
Yes.
My bad.
we need answers, but
We
perhaps
can't tiptoe around this.
Yes, this is exactly what we should tiptoe around.
This isn't a field of tulips.
Oh. You were a city guard? Really?
For a time.
Were you let
For
go?
a time. Certainly not in this reality.
No.
Well, it seems our best
Strange
bet.
doings.
It seems our best bet is to examine Mikhail's house. We know he didn't kill, or we think he didn't kill Master Sarosthenes, at least not yet. So he must be holding him prisoner. We do know, I've learned from his conversation, that there is an event coming quickly. Something called the Jovian Convergence, which I suspect is,
Some sort of circus?
no.
A fair?
It's an astronomical phenomenon. The planets must be coming close together. And Mikhail is lobbying.
This makes sense. Look at that planet.
Yes.
They points to the sky.
He's lobbying Anansi, the ruler, to call the Azi from Anu's Gate and help in the war against the Thark. From what I understood, it seems Master Sarosthenes opposed this proposal by Mikhail, or at least so I understood.
Mikhail has reason to get rid of Master Sarosthenes.
Yes.
Yes.
They did mention some
He
other
needs to
deeds.
fill the cold still of justice.
He did mention some other deeds by the Azi, and it seems, well, there might be rebels out there opposing the current power structure. So I don't know if this is useful right now.
Why do you care? When last we spoke about our predicament in this altered reality, most of you were all for trying to find a way back to our reality. Now you're in 100%, and you want to fight the authorities in this land.
No, I think you misunderstand. Firstly, this new reality is not the improvement we thought it might have been at the beginning.
It's not closer to the heart.
It's that's right.
You see.
Yep, got that reference right. So.
Oh yeah. Okay.
As if they're rebels, and all I know is they've taken Master Sarosines, and this is outrageous. If we can find help,
yes,
procure their help. This would be great.
I just think we should keep that in mind. If we are to go after Sarosines and we run afoul of Mikkel or perhaps the city authorities, then we know that there is at least someone we could try and find for shelter. In any case, I think our best bet now is to go to Master Mikkel's house and snoop around there, see what we can find.
Yes, I agree.
We might be discreet. We might try to infiltrate the place under cover of night. There are alternatives.
Perhaps through these caverns, the lower levels.
To what end?
To find Sarosthenes and free him if he is.
He does not care about Sarosthenes.
I don't know why you would either. This is a different reality. He's not your Sarosthenes. Where are you in this reality? Where's your version here? My version.
I know not, but
yes.
From what I have seen of what I have learned, the few folk who travel with us who have sought their counterparts in this reality have found them all dead. So perhaps our counterparts are departed as well. Poor Arias's family kicked him out, thinking him a ghost. And I am given to understand that this is not the first of such occurrences that we've seen.
This has happened to me as well.
There you see, Thane. That's two of our small company.
Barthalion, why don't we just study the Rigellan book on the Talon magics, specifically about those mirror gates, and just return ourselves to our own reality? We have no stake in this world. This isn't our world.
Perhaps not, but if this Sarosthenes is a reflection of our own, I would not leave
now. He
behind.
Wants to leave.
Yeah, I would not leave him behind to suffer, even if it's not quite the same as our own.
Josemba, you were just fine staying here. Now yes. You wish to leave?
The mark of a wise man is that he can change his mind, given new information. You might want to try
information about the
lack
of coin to fill your coffers?
I now see, because of this Rigellan book, that there may be a way for us to return to our own reality.
Really?
Uh-huh.
So, as you guys are talking in the middle of the street, all of a sudden you hear somebody shout, "Thane! Thane!"
All right, Thane turns around.
And you see,
Pytor?
No, it's not Pytor. You see Cyrus. You haven't seen Cyrus since the Dark Attack.
Cyrus?
Oh, that's right.
Said, boy, I never thought I'd be glad to see you.
Where did you go? What did you head off to when the Dark attacked?
Yeah, are you crazy? I ran underground with all the women and children. What like any sensible person would do. Those things are huge. They'll kill you in a heartbeat.
And you've been down there this whole time. Where have you been?
No, of course not. I tried to go back to my place. And so I tried to tell something's really weird is going on.
Okay, what was it? What was at your place?
Normal. I was at my place.
You were.
You saw yourself.
Yeah. And he didn't look so good.
Meaning?
Did you speak with him?
What do you mean it didn't look so good? We already knew you were an ugly bastard.
What are you talking about? I'm beautiful. He pulls out this freaking mirror.
Is he still wearing his hat?
He's got a little bit of tinfoil on his head, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Tinfoil on his head, yeah. No, man, you don't understand. I mean,
What did he tell you? What did he tell him?
Well, he looked like this. And he didn't move much.
Dead?
I don't know. I think maybe. But it was like happened. You got to see it for yourself.
Was he breathing? Take us. Shall we go, y'all? Should we see this?
Where is it supposedly? Where is this? Where?
My house. Not far from here.
To see another version of you.
Yeah, but he's me, but he's not me, and half of him is in the wall.
Do you mean
What?
In the
Let's
wall?
check this out, y'all.
Do you mean he's up like trophy on the wall?
We have not.
Yeah, kind of basically
Being
mounted
victim
him.
of taxidermy?
You know, I didn't think of that. You're right. You're a smart man. He grabs it. See, you're a smart man. It could be taxidermy. This could be the new thing.
Yeah.
We could make money doing this.
What is this taxidermy? Is it some false sorcery?
No, it's where you stuff something like a horse or a man or a pig or you know, a hexa chicken, I suppose. Who would stuff a hexa chicken?
So a waste of bone and hide that can be used for more important purposes. City dwellers. Let us go.
I love that Dell is like, oh, we got to check this out. Yeah,
I know.
it's like immediately. Oh, yeah,
He may have some stuff we'd use over there. No, he collects scrap.
He has lots of stuff. Idiot.
We all need to get some tinfoil hats.
No, Todd, no.
Cyrus takes you back to his place.
Uh-huh.
You actually meet on the way. You meet Arius, who is, I guess you must have sent for some hexa chicken or something like that, because last I knew he was with you.
Yeah.
But there's a reunion. Although Arius is sitting there actually munching on a hexa chicken leg. He seems to have spent whatever coin you've given him, and he's eating ravenously. Actually, I think I got hungry. So Cyrus takes you back to his place. You've been there once before. It's kind of like almost like a bunker. It's like ridiculous.
I tell Arius to guard the door while we go in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pulls out this other hexa chicken leg. Must have bought a whole bucket. But so Cyrus sits there and does some stuff with the door and presses a couple things, turns a bunch of things. It's like a ridiculous mechanism he has to open his door. And he opens the door. It's like, look at this. And you can see once again, you know, his place isn't really big or opulent. But everybody roll me a d6. Just tell me what you get.
5.
5.
4.
2.
2. Okay. And you can all hear like a bit of a humming. You step a few feet like into like the very first like not mud run, but what would pass for a mud run, the entrance to his place. You go to a couple steps down, and you see another Cyrus. He's almost directly across from you. And his body, like, quite literally, is, like, coming out of the wall.
Holy shit.
He doesn't look alive. But, like, his torso, somewhere, like, right around, like, mid-torso, this diagonal line, and he's just kind of, like, hanging out of the wall.
More
What
damn
kind of wall is
sorcery.
this? Concrete wall or?
Yeah. In the meantime, Jasimba, you notice, like, the air just doesn't look right. Like, it's almost like, you know, like when you see, like, heat coming off of the road. There's like this shimmering going on. You also hear some kind of a hum.
Oh.
I see. Yes. This is all is not as it seems here.
I want to.
Yes.
Cyrus, have you touched him?
I pull out another device from my pouch, and I will cast Detect Magic, which I have prepared.
Yeah, Bran's hand drops to the handle of one of the devices on his belt.
You mean your sword?
Yeah.
Not him.
This is a PG channel, kids.
Yeah, well, I'm trying to make the magic
So
like weird science, right? This is what we discussed.
Yes,
or,
yes.
or would you rather me do magic?
No,
magic?
that's cool.
Yeah, I think
That's
it's
perfect.
weird.
Yeah.
There is some object on like a table. It's like on a bench,
Mhm.
and you can see a bunch of like wires and glowing pieces of glass and stuff in it. You can see what looks like a miniature etheric conduit in the middle of it. It almost looks like Cyrus had some kind of experiment going on. And you can detect a faint glow of magic around that, mostly coming from the conduit itself.
Mhm.
But there's some kind of otherworldly power emanating from that area that would be magic. Nothing else in the whole vicinity detects as magical.
And Cyrus is not attached to a plaque or anything at the back.
No, he's just
He's actually passing through the wall.
sticking right through the wall. And it's just the other Cyrus says to you, yeah, I came in here, I opened the door, I saw this, and I just closed it, and I said, I gotta go find somebody.
I'm
This
going
is
to go
too freaky.
over. I'm going to go over and poke.
Okay,
walls.
make me a save versus wands.
Yes. Wands. Oh, wait a minute. Which one's wands? Because it says.
Devices?
Devices,
Devices.
yeah.
Devices.
I'm sorry, devices,
Oh,
yeah.
that's okay.
Old
16.
school.
Oh, yeah. That's good.
Good.
That's
You make the save. That's just really, really cool. So, walking into the room, you feel really, really wonky. And you're like able to kind of like catch yourself as you feel like you almost start to pass into a table. Like you're just about like you're just about to start to feel your body kind of like when your leg brushes against the table.
Yeah.
Kind of starting to go into it, and you push away at the last second. But it hurts.
Yeah.
You don't take any damage.
No.
And
Well, gentlemen, there seems to be some phasing magic here or technology.
It comes from
Almost.
this device in this table.
I believe Cyrus.
Cyrus, do you recognize
Well,
this
Dixon could.
device? Would
No.
you have kept notes on how this was constructed had you decided to build one?
yeah, of course, I would have kept notes. Well, hold on, let me go walk in there and then just see what happens here. And
No.
I got to. Okay, so Cyrus.
Before I can stop him. Mm-hmm.
Get stuck in another wall.
Cyrus all of a sudden goes in, goes, "Blah!" And he like whacks against a piece of furniture. You can see him pass right through it for a second, come out the other side, but he does take 4 points of damage. He's like, and you can see like little splinters of like wood sticking out of his leg,
Oh,
and there's some blood like smeared all over the table. And there's something that looks like almost like a piece of bone, like just a little chip of bone on the table. He's like, "What the hell just happened?" He's sinking to his knees. Oh.
I just said there was some sort of phasing magic or technology afoot here. And you just rushed right in. I at first I expected Thane to do it, but you.
What foul
Okay.
sorcery is this?
Meantime, make another save versus wands there, Simba. Unless you've
Oh,
actually
no.
exited the room.
I rolled a 1.
Okay, you rolled a 1. The fortunate thing is 1 isn't especially bad. Alrighty. But you have taken 3 points of damage. As you're admonishing him, you slip right through another piece of furniture there. This hurts.
oh no.
You were second level, weren't you?
Yes.
Oh, good. So you're not don't just have 3 hit points.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
But this hurts amazingly as you actually slide through a piece of furniture.
Yes.
carefully walk back.
And there's
We
a lot of
should
meat to slide through.
leave this place until we find the means to deactivate the item or neutralize its emanations.
If I might suggest, Parthenia, this might be a situation where Thane and Bran and their rather blunt strategy come in handy.
Meaning what? You wish to destroy
Let
the
them
item?
hit it. Let them
Meaning
hit
this,
it.
and then Thane takes out his sword and points it at the device.
Yes, yes.
We just take it out.
Whack it. Exactly.
Well,
He hoists his.
Hold. You really want to go close to that thing?
it might be useful at a later date once we
No.
understand how it works.
No, I'm thinking we should shoot it with arrows from here.
He has a point. Jesus.
And let's see. Cyrus, getting up, takes another 3 points of damage, facing through like part of the desk.
Oh
Oh,
my god.
Oh no!
Okay.
Where's Jasimba right now? Is he still in the room?
no, I'm backing out.
Very well, do it.
Shrieking, Cyrus kind of like gets himself back up through the doorway. It's it's terrible.
Stop it before they both die.
All right, what does the device look like again? I'm sorry.
It's like a little thing about me the size of like a cigar box with just like wires and tubes and little glowing.
All right, I'll try and shoot it with an arrow. Why not?
Okay.
I see he's getting his bow out, and I'm backing up, and I'm staying away from them. I don't want them to phase through me. So.
Okay, that's 13 plus my thingamajig bonus. That's 16, 17 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Excellent. And go ahead and roll damage.
Rolling damage. That's 4 hits.
4 hits. That's pretty cool. The device has an arrow sticking right out of it and into the table.
All right.
But it's like
Oh,
amazing.
Jeez.
Partially phased through the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. It's just like it's amazing.
Oh, man.
Which it was like a bullseye. It's like, man, he freaking hit this thing. like,
Yeah.
like nobody has said. Like Robin Hood has never shot a target.
He split it in twain.
Split Robin's arrow in twain.
Come, Jasimba. Be careful, but get out of there.
Oh,
Yeah, he sees there. I think he's
yes.
telling me, go back and see if you can push the button on it.
Oh no, so he's out, right? So he's out. So,
Do you have a 10-foot pole?
Cyrus, we have no means to stop it right now. And I turn to Jasimba. Do you have any means of neutralizing this device?
this device does not appear to be in proper phase with our reality.
I know, but there are means.
I can't
to-
move it either. We can't move it either directly or indirectly.
But there are means to disrupt etheric waves with, do you have dispel magic, basically, which I don't.
Do I have what spell? Which one
dispel-
has? Oh, dispel magic. Sorry,
Dispel magic.
I thought you said the spell magic, and I'm going.
No,
"Is it called
dispel.
magic?"
Spell magic. Yeah.
No, I don't. I don't have dispel magic.
Then we've no means to stop it. We must let the power source run its course. It'll eventually stop on its own.
The what?
The power source. What is it hooked to?
It is a miniature version of the power conduits that we have obtained.
Perhaps we can use this device though, if we can somehow take control of it.
Use it for what? Like a torture device? Cyrus says. He's just kind of like rubbing his legs and everything.
Just stay away from me, Thane says as he's backing up out of up the stairwell.
It's not me.
It was kind of painful, but Fortunately, it went through mainly layers of fat and didn't go through any muscle.
Just move carefully.
You got enough of that there. Oh, Cyrus says.
Coughing up blood.
Just move out carefully.
Well,
Yeah, he's kind of achy breaky there.
if we could gain control, we might be.
Can we throw a rope around with Cyrus and pull him out?
Oh no, Cyrus got out. Cyrus clambered out. You know.
I mean, the other Cyrus.
Cyrus would be dead by now if he was still.
Wall Cyrus.
Wall Cyrus is dead.
Oh no! Wall Cyrus, can you get a rope around? Why not?
You can try.
That's
the answer. Yeah.
Okay. I take the rope and make a little lasso and toss it.
Roll the hit, why don't you? See if you can hit armor class 10. You got to be good with a rope.
That's 18.
Whoa!
Finally paid it.
Yeah.
Man, you get it right around like right here, like that, like around one arm, around the head, around the torso. You can sock that thing right up there. Pretty good. You got him.
Okay, I'm pulling it in and seeing if it's snug. and trying to pull on it.
Okay.
Brad, give me a hand here.
All right, so he stands behind Thane and pulls on the rope.
Okay, you're pulling and pulling, and he's like, man, it's like stuck in the wall. It's like amazing.
So he's like he's part of the wall, my friend. We'd have to cut him loose.
And as you tug just a little bit more, like you see a bit more of a shimmer, the rope goes right through his body, and that part of his body that you had, just slides off.
Oh,
man.
So now it's just his arm, and you can see pretty much what you would see there, like the little half the heart and lung, and it's actually a great anatomy lesson. A little diagonal.
Oh, jeez.
Section.
This is gross.
In the meantime, your Cyrus is throwing up. Oh, what did you do to me?
This looks.
I'm gonna demented nightmare.
You need to clean that up.
You guys?
You need to clean that up, and then Thane starts backing up and going up the.
Bran turns to Josimba and says, that looks like a cut I saw my father once give to an Antha raider. Not that different inside.
I go outside and heave a little bit. Thane does. Out beside Arius. He's looking at me with his chicken leg.
And the door when we came in seemed to be outside the sphere of influence of this machine, right? So we can close the door.
Wait. What if we tie a rope to one of us, the others hold it taut, and that person goes into that room and tries to get that device disconnected from its power source? And because he's on a rope, can't fall into any other pieces of furniture. Maybe.
It's a risky
Yes, we could tie a rope around you.
It's a risky plan.
Now, is there anything else
Thane's
to
outside
here?
hurling.
This is so. Bran addresses Josimba and Prathana. Is there anything else to be achieved here? Do you think that you can destroy or take that damn device?
It'd be nice to study, but our alternatives are to either let its power run out and then come in and study what we can, or try Josimba's risky plan, which may or may not work. Perhaps if you are out of phase and the device is out of phase, then you won't be able to touch it. But there's no way to tell.
I wonder if I was working on teleportation. Sounds like something I would work on.
On what?
Oh, just going from here to there, bang.
Oh,
No trip in the middle.
like magic travel.
Well, this might be useful.
Magic travel. That's right, magic.
This is what draws my attention. If you might travel from one place to another, then perhaps we could travel back to a place where we can fix this mess.
Or half of you could travel there. Points of the.
True.
I don't think I did it right, though. I must have adjusted something wrong. What do you think?
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, yeah. It doesn't. It's not supposed to work like that. I don't think.
I think we've got all the information we can. I think we've done all that we can do here right now safely. Do you agree with Master Bartholomew? Perhaps we should.
Master Cyrus, I am afraid you will have to find other places to lodge in until this thing runs its course. We might check it every day or every couple of days, but for now,
Yes, you don't want to stay in this halfway house, right?
Runs its course. You know those things don't run out of power. They keep getting it from the other realm.
Well then.
Ooh. But if that one's operating like that, that's probably a beacon. That's probably attracting a lot of attention. That's not good. Probably not properly calibrated. You know what happens when they're not properly calibrated?
What? What happens?
Well, it attracts attention.
What kind of attention?
You know they're alive.
Who?
The crystals. They're alive.
You mean like sleeve stacks?
No, not like these things. No, not that kind of attention.
What crystals are you speaking of?
You know, the power crystals. The things.
They're alive.
Tetraxian crystals. Sure, they're alive. Can't you hear them? I can hear them. But if you put on the hat, they don't get you. You want a hat?
I have one. I'm just not wearing it right now.
Well, this does sound very familiar to you, Parthalion, because you do recall reading in those books that improper calibration, these crystals can, in fact, cause unwarranted attention from etheric entities.
Yeah.
You're just not sure what the heck that meant.
He's right. It might be worth an attempt to shut it down.
Yeah.
It might make things in this reality even worse. I will make an attempt. If no one is willing.
How do you mean?
I'll try to walk up to it and shut it down. See if I can touch it myself. The wooden arrow wouldn't touch it, but perhaps living matter will. I'll just have to be extremely careful not to bump into anything.
Bran kind of raises an eyebrow.
It does make sense, really, because you want a strong party of people behind you holding the rope. I mean, I can act as an anchor. That's the best I can do. But Bran and Thane here can haul you back.
Okay, Thane's emptying his gut outside. He looks at Arius for a minute, queries him about where he had been, and chastises him about running off when he should have been with Master Parthalion, and finds a little bit about what, I guess, from the conversation where he's been. So, can I get a little bit of elaboration?
Oh, he was hungry, like you guys left him outside the palace, and it's like I got some food. I was starving.
Does he mention anything about the horrible things? I'm talking about earlier when he ran down to the caverns.
Oh, yeah. No, there were terrible things down there. Terrible things I saw. And he grabs him. It's like I saw an antha, but it was split open.
Split open
on the ground. There were these horrible things crawling out of it. It was awful.
How far down did you go? How far down does the caverns go? Dane's still thinking.
I don't know. There was the Tharks were here. There were people after me, and people screaming, and the women and children, and all the smart people going into the catacombs. I went down and I got separated from people for a while, but I don't know how far down I went. I was there for a while. I was afraid to come back up.
So you went down more than one level. You went downstairs. It kept going deeper. Is that what you're saying?
I guess I went a little deep. There's this horrible things down there. This is a cursed city. This is a cursed reality. I do not like this place.
Yeah, me neither. Wonder what's taking them so long.
Bran walks outside.
Back in the door.
Bran walks outside. I was waiting for a break to come. Bran walks outside, kind of looks at Arius and the bag where he's pulling chicken legs from. Kind of like grunts, reaches in, grabs a thigh out, starts munching on it, and says, come on, Thane. They need us to hold a rope. Partalion wants to dive into that sorceress storm.
Oh, I hope
Dive
dinner's
into
soon.
it.
I'm starving.
We just pulled a rope straight through Sirius Part 2.
Well,
We got to stop him. And then I walk down. Hey, look. We need to get Mikkel over here. And then Thane walks down the into the place quickly.
Yeah,
Master Partalion.
Brothers, this chicken's not bad. Good call, Arias, and goes in after Brandon.
Hope it's dinner time soon. I'm starving.
Munching on the chicken thigh as he walks back inside.
Good thing these things have 6 legs.
Master Partalion, you couldn't be going toward that thing. You saw we pulled that rope through Sirius.
Yeah.
It wouldn't hold you to.
Cyrus pulls out his little weapon. He said, I bet you I probably could shoot it. And then he looks and goes, ooh, well, that could go really good or really bad.
Shoot it? Brand has already shot it. Can you not see the arrow?
What?
An arrow smart. He takes the thing out and he just like shoots part of the wall. It's like,
It'll pass right through it. I'm telling you, y'all. We should go get.
Well, in
let's
theory,
call Mikkel over here.
No, wait. This device of Cyrus's, it shoots energy, not matter. Perhaps it will be differently affected by the phasing phenomenon.
Maybe. I still think we need to get Mikkel to investigate this.
Mikkel, to investigate this?
Yes, he can come investigate it, if you know what I mean.
You know what he's going to do? He's
we
going to
know.
study sorcery.
Yeah, that
No.
could be.
And you want your name to be connected with that? I don't want my name to be connected with that. This is my house.
Sorcery, this is a device.
And there's
We
two
don't know
of
what
you.
this device is. This isn't your house, Cyrus, not anymore.
You know, the Talons don't like... Well, the Talons aren't really here anymore.
Yes. You can leave. We won't bring your name up.
Still my house.
It's still your house, yes, but you can't live in it like this. Maybe Mikkel can satisfactorily remove this, and you can have your house as it was. The other Cyrus is gone now.
Oh, I know he's gone. Look at him. He doesn't look so good.
Yes, he doesn't, and you wouldn't either if you tried to stay here.
What if you shoot one of the pieces of furniture and try it out, see what happens, see if the beam connects.
Hey, if y'all using that beam, I'll see what I can do, and thing starts backing up the little stairwell.
I could do that. That sounds like a good idea. So Cyrus takes out this device, turns a
Just
couple
give
knobs
me
on
enough clearing, and I start hoofing it up out of the place.
it, and zaps the chair. The chair blows apart.
Oh. So it seems to work.
Yeah, that's so bad. But he goes, and if we shoot that, though, let's see, a couple things could happen. Either it could destroy it, which would be unfortunate because that's a really cool thing. It could have
Shoot
no
the
effect.
table it's on.
Ooh, shoot the table it's on. That's a good idea. Maybe that's a good idea. Because I was thinking if I shot the thing, it could maybe like blow up. But if we don't shoot the thing, maybe it could blow up. Or worse.
Well, you could shoot it from taking cover behind the corner of the door. We could all go outside. You shoot it from the entryway.
If you shoot the table, maybe it'll fall on the floor and.
And what if what is the word you use? Faces down into the sewer.
Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Floats all over the city in shit.
Yeah, but it would have phased through the table. At that rate.
Is there a power source? Is there a connection to some sort of power source that we could disrupt?
Maybe if it drops, it'll deactivate.
It's
There's
actually a
always
little
chance.
crystal right in the middle of the thing is the power source. That's what he keeps telling you.
Okay. Dang Rich is in the bag, in the bucket, and gets a chicken leg. A hex of chicken leg. It starts chewing and peeking into the doorway and shaking his head. Whatever y'all do, make it quick.
Take out the table. Maybe the crystal will fall out when it lands on the ground. That's what I suggest.
Okay.
Of course, that's what he suggests.
Let's see what actually happens.
That's what he suggests.
Just
Dane's looking around, making sure nobody's paying attention to this, all this crash and bang that just happened. As far as any passerbys or whatever. Trying to act casual, eating chicken.
And let's see. Here we go. We have a little random table on a D6 to see what actually happens. He shoots the table with it.
This could be the end of the campaign right here, as the world implodes.
I know.
Roll
At least I'll be
d6.
eating some chicken. At the time.
Holy mackerel, I rolled a 6.
That will determine what happens.
Yeah, the whole house
Me
could
and my
go.
bucket of HFC.
The whole house could go like.
Well, I tell you actually what it was.
Like
That's
the ending
a-
of Poltergeist, the whole house gets sucked into the thing. So
Yeah. Well, my little table I wrote because I hadn't prepared for this eventuality was 1 to 2. It phases through the floor, and we deal with what happens next.
okay.
3 to 4 is it breaks when it hits the floor.
Oh, nice.
5 was it turns off.
Oh,
You know,
nice.
and then usable. 6, all it said was boom.
Oh no!
I rolled a 6.
Oh,
Oh my God.
So close and yet so far.
So far away.
Everybody
Oh, man.
can save versus breath weapons.
Now, you know I'm standing outside. Do I get any bonus?
Oh, do you get a bonus? You know, you're outside. Yeah, I'll tell you what. You and Arius get like a +2 bonus on your save versus breath weapons.
Okay.
That's weapons. Oh my God! It's
Oh.
I made it. Roll a 16. Yeah.
I didn't.
I rolled a 9.
Oh, roll an 8. Roll a freaking 8.
My God.
Which would be a 10, but still it failed.
Okay.
Gee whiz.
Let's see.
my
What?
God.
So we're gonna roll a die here for damage, and we'll see. And of course, anybody that makes a save takes half damage. You ready?
All right.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, West.
I think we say bye to Cyrus here.
Oh well, I rolled D12 and I rolled 2 points.
Oh, yeah.
Cyrus takes the full 2 points of damage. He fails his save.
Damn.
Yeah, it only takes 1.
Feel the
Now,
same.
that could have gone really bad.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, almost did.
No kidding.
But yes, the hit
What happens? There's an explosion?
it's just this big like explosion. It's just this bizarre thing where there's everything kind of sucks from the room, sucks in. There's debris flying all over the place. That's pretty much mostly what's hitting you. It's just like it's just like incredible vacuum, and then everything else around you like kind of rushes in to fill in that vacuum. There's just debris and litter and stuff flying all over the place. You're all knocked backwards.
Nice.
Oh, jeez. I do a cartwheel out into the street.
It's
Lose my
loud.
chicken and everything.
It's loud. There's a cloud of smoke and dust that go in the air, and you can hear one of the air raid sirens in your vicinity go off.
Yeah, so Bran quickly checks on Parthalion and the others. We must get out of here. The city watch will be here soon.
Yes,
Come.
let us go.
Yes.
Now, as far as Arius, did it affect him?
Yeah, he took a point of damage. He took a point of
Okay.
damage. I rolled a save for him. The bucket of chicken's gone.
Yeah, the bucket chickens.
Oh,
The last fight of the Hex of Chickens. Thane stands up. He's been, cobbles all hitting him and everything like that, shrapnel. And he's shaking his head when he turns around and sees Bran running out with the other two. Thank God you're alive. He stands up and joins him, and he sees this air raid siren going on, looking all different ways, and he gets a clue what they're doing since he sees them running out of that place back to Sarosini's house, and that's where he's hightailing it.
Yes.
Gee whiz!
You see people running into the
I'm not looking
catacombs and
back,
the entrances. You see city guard running around looking for where the Thark attack might be. They running around. Not again! Not again!
Yeah.
I told you, Stark Week.
I'm gonna walk away and not look back.
Oh, man.
Make our way back there then.
So
Well,
you're
that
running
didn't
back.
go as planned.
Nope, it certainly didn't.
Well, I don't think we had a plan.
But at least we survived. So, you know.
Yeah, they could have been bad.
Yeah, that was probably one of the most bizarre things you guys could have done. Well, yeah, reconvening back at Saraceni's house.
Yeah.
All right. As soon as they get to the house, Bran looks for the major domo. Asper was his name,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Asper. Yeah.
and he pulls out the piece of cloth that they got from the
Nice.
from the or the broken glass. He says, "Listen, does this look like the clothing your master wore when he left the house for the meeting this morning?"
Oh, let me see that. Was it? Oh no, these are Falcon colors. This is Falcon Elite Guard.
Hell.
See that stitch right there? That gold and red stitch right there? That's part of the emblem.
Falcon
I used
is
to be a tailor, you know.
Mikkel's- Falcon is Mikkel's house.
That is correct.
I
There
knew
you
it.
go.
I knew that was him.
Sounds like tonight we should pay your friend a visit.
Yes. If there are any answers to be had, I think the best way we can obtain those is to go to his house under cover of darkness and see what we can find.
Yes, straight way.
And we still have our friend from the House of the Clarion to speak with.
You have not yet spoken to Javed. That's true.
Well, I'm somewhat under the weather. Less mojo than when I started out the day. May need to rest a little bit.
Yeah, but maybe Javed knows something about this Mikkel. Maybe we could get a little coin in doing what we're going to do anyway.
We can, mayhap the best plan is, if we think that Master Sarastas is alive, we can lick our wounds tonight and go see Javed in the morning, and then plan to visit Mikkel tomorrow. Or do you fear immediately for your master's life, Partalian?
I am
I think
concerned
so.
about convergence of planets. I don't know how much time we have, what plan Mikkel has. He did tell Anansi that he would be there tomorrow to convince him to summon the Azi. If this is a bad idea, we should hear about it from Sarosthenes before then. So I think we should go tonight.
Yes,
And
he
try
could be
and
torturing
rescue
him for all we know.
That
Getting
as
information.
Well. That as well. And again, if this is a bad idea, this summoning of the Azi, we'd rather hear about it tonight before Anansi goes through with Mikkel's plan.
Very well. Then let us eat something. Gods, I'm hungry, and rest, and then we can go tonight.
Get you a bowl of dates.
No,
No, they're subpar.
I'm no I'm no city man to be eating fruit unless
That's all they have
there is.
here. You know that.
They brought me some roast.
Yeah, Arius comes out and he's got like this ham, but ham has like with the 6 legs. He goes, "Oh no, they got more than that."
Nice. Hexapigs now. Hexahogs.
Next on the
Hexaholic.
I've had my full of chicken.
Yeah.
All right.
Eat if you must. Eat if you must, and let the night drop its veil, and then we'll head out.
Mm-hmm.
But perhaps Javed does know a way in, a secret way in, and would maybe even pay us.
But they're enemies. I guess
Yes, he's
spies.
enemies with Mikhail. Yes. You see, you speak with him.
Put bites to eat and then go pay Javed a visit before we go to Mikhail's.
Yes.
See if we can get some information.
And you hear like a commotion coming from down the hall. You hear Asper yelling, "What are you doing?" And you hear back from, it's obviously Cyrus' voice, "I'm securing the room. I'm securing the chambers.
Uh-oh.
You can't put that all over the walls." "Yes, I can. It keeps the rays out."
Nice.
Oh.
He may be right, Asper. Let him do it.
Yeah, Bran takes advantage of the commotion to go into the pantry and get the I don't know, Martian beef bone or something,
Right.
beef joint or something.
Okay, there
Cyrus is occupied.
Yep. Barthalion will take something to eat as well and get some rest before heading out tonight. I'll say if you wish to speak to Yaved, then you will have to hurry. We can't waste too much time, but we still have a few hours until the full cover of night.
Oh, Arius and I can accompany Barthalion to speak with Javed. Bran, if you wish to go too.
We can. Certainly.
You have to carry that thing again.
Yes, Arius. It's part of your job. That's why we pay you. Let's go.
Oh, all right.
All right, so heading in that direction. Is everybody in town with us or no?
I'm coming.
All right. So it's just Arius. Is there any servant? You gonna ask for a servant again? You had a servant last time.
Oh, to go with us?
Yeah.
Oh, if you want to have a servant come, that's fine. Doesn't make a difference.
Okay. All right. Head in that direction.
Alrighty. So the Cyrus is staying back. Cyrus wants no part of going to see Yvette. He is securing.
No, he's
securing his room.
occupied putting aluminum foil
Tinfoil,
on.
I think they apparently stolen some of the kitchen implements as well, and they're arguing. He's got a couple of sheet pans over the windows and everything.
That's good. Keep him occupied.
So you don't actually encounter. Oh wait.
Let's not be hasty.
Premature
On your way.
celebration.
On your way. No, I'm sorry, you did that. That was a one did me. Here's what you encounter on your way to your beds.
Okay.
I'm sorry, man. You see people kind of moving away. It's not a panic. These people are just kind of crossing the street. A few people are kind of hexing themselves, crossing themselves. One woman spits on the ground.
What?
And then you see a contingent of robed figures. There's about 10 of them walking. They're completely covered by robes and hoods. The one in the front carries this big obsidian ball.
Uh-oh.
Oh, jeez.
The slee stacks.
Okay. If you're back passed out, Barthalion, I just whispered to the other, do as they do. And I spit and cross myself and pull it aside too and wait for the passing.
So I look at them. I mean, what color are the robes? Are like gray, green?
They're pretty much blackish gray.
Oh, okay. Okay, and one of them is holding the orb.
Right. They're not that different than the robes you saw Sleestack in your reality.
Yeah.
and about 10 of them just pass you. One for a second, stops, looks around, like looks in your direction for a second, almost like sniffing, and then they all walk by.
Okay, we wait till they clear, and then I motion everybody to let's carry on and head to Javed's. So we walk in that direction.
Right. So you're able to, with the rest of these walk to Javed's. No
No more encounters.
There you go. No more encounters. There you go. Unbelievably, you get there. Servants let you in. And Javed's is actually hustling and bustling at this time of day. It's quite a busy place. There's people coming in, looking like they're making transactions.
Okay,
It's
we
actually
wish to speak
busier
with
than
your
you remember
master.
this place. Oh, you have business with Javed. What do you have?
Yes, we have something you may be interested in. We're
Of
selling.
course. Okay, so sit down. Have some dates. Have some cheese. We'll be right there.
Maybe some cheese.
Doesn't take very long for
Arius?
Javed to show up.
Arius, stay near me. Move away from Jacinba and stay near me.
Oh, Master Barthalion, haven't seen you in a long, long time. And who's this? It looks like I think. Remember, you were on the guard at some point, weren't you? And looks over at Bran. Can't quite place you. And he gets to Jacinba, and he stops. He goes, "I thought you were dead. They told me you'd been sacrificed 6 months ago.
Oh,
Did you buy protection from Elam? I
Um,
told you you should come to see me because if you pay the right amount, you don't get picked in the lottery. But you bought it from Elam this time, didn't you?
I must admit, yes, that's what I did.
How could
Probably,
you do
probably
that?
paid way too much.
I swore you were dead. I swore they said you'd been killed.
He's learned his lesson, Javed. He'll know next time.
Yeah, that's right.
We know who to go to, and that's why we're here. Because we decided to go to you. We have something that may
Well, the
be of
lottery's already
interest.
happened. Maybe of interest. Ooh, what do you have?
Yes, Master Barthalion might and Josimba need to describe what this is. And I say, Arius, reveal it. He's got it in his bag.
Okay. Claps it down the table. Takes it out for like the 80th time. And that looks. Oh, that is a big one. That is a. Oh, that's
Thank you.
quite unusual. That's a good node. Where did you find that one?
Yeah, it's a good find.
do you know what it is?
It's in a node. It's an etheric conduit. It's a big
Yes.
one though, bigger than normal.
Yes.
How much would it be worth to you?
Oh, let me see. It starts to pull out a book and calls a servant over and has one guy start to look over. It looks like more of like an appraisal. And he's knocking on stuff. And he takes out a little device and he starts like touching it here and there. And the guy starts scratching his head a little bit. And they start to converse with each other a little bit. And Javed finally, he looks over and he said, "I think it would be worth 500 lunars." But Carlos here says something's wrong with it. It's odd. It doesn't quite seem to be right. What did you say against? And Carlos is like, it's an etheric anchor. There's some phase discrepancy here. It shouldn't happen. I'm not sure why that's going on. He pulls out this little device. And he said, "You see, these lines should add up, and these are waving up."
Yeah. Do you see many of these conduits? Where do you usually get them from?
Well, they're in the cannon. They're in some of the airships when they come around. I mean, they power everything. But this is a really big one. This looks. Did you get it from a ruin? Are you scavengers?
Well, Yes, this one comes from ruins.
Oh, that is a brave occupation.
It's been a harsh few years since we've been to the city. We've had to make do.
Oh,
So
you
you,
know.
the etheric conduits you get here, you mostly get from scavenging the tanks and the fallen weaponry of the Tharks.
Some of the other technology, the other devices they had, but this is a big one. But they're not uncommon. This one, I'm sure I could get a buyer to pay for if Carlos here can calibrate it again. Carlos is really looking at it like, yeah, I'm kind of befuddled. He said, "Do you think it's worth the less?" He goes, "No, that's still probably a. I'm sure I could fix it." And they,
Oh yeah, yes. We have faith that Kelly's been able to fix it, but and I don't mean to be insulting, Javed, but 500 Luna. I mean, really, this could power quite an area. You know,
quite an area.
Infinite resource of power. Yeah, it could a large area or a large
Device.
city block, our city.
Yeah, but we don't have those devices. He starts laughing. These are still anomalies. But curiosities, certainly worth it to the right people.
Yes.
But I do have something. If you are that brave, if you're the scavenging type that go out into ruins, I do have something you might be able to do for me.
What would that be, Javed?
And he talks to Carlos and he just pretty much tells him to get out. You're left with Javed and a couple guards. And Javed is pretty bubbly.
Okay,
Once
I see
again,
you're about to spill over, so spill it.
I've been after the Eye of Anu for a few months now. And the team that I had that I thought was going to go in, well, some of them got killed. But that's a different story. Different operation.
What's this eye?
The Eye? The Eye of Anu, it is a bluish crystal orb inside some device, and he starts to go like pantomime like what it looks like. She takes out a picture, shows this device. It's in the Temple of Anu. And I have a buyer willing to pay a ridiculous price for it. I think if you go out and get it for me, oh gosh, I could give you. And he's looking once again, takes out a little thing. I could probably give you 3,000 for the Eye of Anu. Because
You say it's in the
Temple of Anu itself. Yes, very
You're in the
dangerous. Oh yes, you're in the city.
So we do have some pressing matters we need to take care of tonight.
Yes. These are our original reasons for coming here.
Well, you don't have to do it until tomorrow because tomorrow is really the only time you should be able to do it safely. Not really safely, but as you know, tomorrow is sacrifice. Tomorrow night, and the Eye of Anu is outside the inner sanctum. But I've had people in there before to watch the ceremony, and when the sacrifice happens, all the priests are very busy. None of them are really watching the inner sanctum. It's likely you could get caught, but technically you could go in there, take the eye, and get out before anybody knew what was happening. Especially if you were wearing priest robes, and he like walks over to his chest and pulls out the robes.
Nice.
You have an extra large.
Seems you put quite a bit of thought in this, Javed.
My buyer's most eager for this. I believe he's one of the merchants that goes between here and Paragon, but I believe he's actually thinking of selling it to. And I wish I could remember this guy's name because it would sound much cooler at that exact moment. But he's actually Cal Garrix is probably the real buyer. He's probably just a middleman.
Well, perhaps this is something that we could consider. If but one good turn deserves another. if we scratch your back, perhaps you could scratch ours. Do you know? Have you heard the news of Master Sarosny's
Oh, yes,
assassination?
yes, I heard that it was all over the city today. Terrible news, terrible news.
And yeah, I hear you're not too friendly with Mikhail. Is that the case?
No, Michael is,
From the House Falcon?
he is a bully, and House Falcon is House Falcon.
House Falcon is House Falcon. Yes, well, we do have reason to believe that that he has ill intent for Sarosny's in his house. He will not let us approach it to go look at the body, which he supposedly has. So, is there a way that you know where we could get access to House Falcon?
Have you considered walking up to the door, knocking, and he smiles?
Oh yeah, yes, we've spoken to him already, and at every turn he dismisses us. So it is not an easy task to get in there. Even Master Prothalion approached him himself. Isn't that right? So
I see what you are after. I see what.
Yeah, he's not forthcoming with any information, and we're not even letting us see the body.
Oh,
as our right to confirm his death, or even take the body for proper burial.
I see. I see what you're driving at. Okay, you get me the eye, and I give you 2,000 Luna and get you in to Michael's house.
Gentlemen,
well, if you
let us discuss this for a moment, Javed.
And what was your name again?
My name is Thane. You've seen me, I know. Part of the guard. Will you give us a moment to let my friends and I discuss this? Your offer?
Oh, certainly. And he looks at his guards and he snaps at them, and several burly men walk out the door with him.
Okay. All right, guys. What do you think?
And your Javed did not have several burly guards usually around him. This guy seems to be doing really, really well for himself.
Yeah.
I say if he can get us to Master Sarosthenes first, we should at least take him up on that. But only if he can get us to Sarosthenes tonight.
Yeah, I believe that if we could see and know that Master Sarosthenes is okay, then we can focus on the task at hand that he needs us to do. Otherwise, we'll be too not focused enough to perform the task he needs us to. Are we all in agreement? Should we ask him? First, he provides entrance to House Falcon.
We go in, find Sarosthenes, and then we go and do this thing.
This is getting ever more complicated as we go along. Very well, then, I suppose.
Yeah. Let it be done, then. Javed.
So Javed walks back in with his guards, and what have you decided?
We've decided that if we
I do have an extra large, by the way.
Oh, good.
If you grant us entrance to see Master Sarosthenes first, then we can focus on the task that you set before us.
Oh,
is there a way possible to do
you
this?
Give me what I want first, and then I give you what you want. Oh, yes, this is brilliant, brilliant. And how do I have any kind of assurance that you will go and get me the eye? What can you give me?
You can keep the node. which will be returned to us after the job.
You need more than a node.
You yourself says 500.
I did.
Look at it as a down payment.
Well,
And
realistically,
we will have peace of mind. That way we can accomplish the goal that you set in front of us. As opposed to the other group that you went in there. Obviously, it's a dangerous mission. We need to know that Master Stross needs us all right before we attempt a dangerous mission that could cost our lives. What say you?
I say you're a difficult man to bargain with. Are you always this annoying?
It's rational and it's fair, is it not?
Is he always this annoying? And leans right over to Bran. Is he always this annoying?
He is good at negotiating, you must agree.
We have all agreed upon this. That's why we talked. Will you not at least grant us this? I will look you in the eye. We will go after your eye of Anubis.
Almost. We'll see how.
Almost. Close enough. Close enough for government work. He goes, I'm going to need something else. What else can you give me for collateral?
More than the node.
We can give
Another
you
node.
a second node. Yes.
A second node.
Identical to this one.
Identical to this one. Bring it here within the hour, and I will have your entrance.
Done.
And
All right.
Eris, does that mean I have to carry another one?
I think this is a good place to call.
stop.
Get
Yeah.
to my hard limit.
Yeah.
I think that last line, Eris saying, "Does this mean I have to carry it?"
Yeah.
That's like the perfect ending line.
That's true.
All right, we will stop it there. Oh god. And poor Jasimba is just like, oh my god, this is getting ridiculous.